What is up, everybody? We're going to be tying up a foam beetle. This is a super effective pattern if you've got beetles in the water. Really easy to tie. We're going to start here. We've got a stealth hook in the vise. This is a D series, dry fly series, and it's a size 12. I tie these in 12s, 14s, and 16s, sometimes 10s. It just really depends if I'm using it as kind of an indicator or more to mimic what's in the water. We're going to be using a lighter thread. This is a 12-aught. That way we aren't going to be cutting into the foam using something really small like an 18-aught or something like that, and we're just using the classic wax, so we're not using a nano silk on this. But start your thread, work your way down, laying a nice thread base, get rid of that tag end, and then advance our thread back up. I wouldn't say quite in the middle, but pretty close. It just depends on what you're using for your foam body. We're using these Beetle cutters from River Road Creations. This is the set. They label it, and you want to make sure that you're using the pad they provide, stamping your foam into the pad and not to a hard surface, because we want these cutters to last for quite a long time. As you can see, I cut out a bunch of bodies. They're uniform, doesn't take a lot of time, and we were left with this perfect beetle body. And you kind of want to align it. It's going to be dependent upon what size hook you're using and the type of hook. And we're going to, for this one here, I'm going to start it right where I had my thread, and I'll just work my way back into the bend, just making sure those last few wraps aren't super tight. And we'll just clean up that underbody and advance our thread up to not quite, I guess if we did it in fourths, this would be a quarter of the way down from the eye. And here we're going to be using this body rib from Semperfli. This is a dark olive. I think it looks a lot like a peacock color. And so for a synthetic, this is super awesome. That beetles sometimes have that shimmery dark olive color to them that I think that this works really well. And so we'll just kind of tie this in, making sure not to crowd our eye. And then I'm just going to tie it in on the top here. We're kind of making it a little bit chunky back here, making it a little easier. We have a little bit of more underbody material here towards the rear, which is where the bulk of the beetle body is going to be. And so I'm just going to do a little whip finish here and get my thread out of the way. A little trick here is I'm going to apply a little bit of super glue here just to bond the thread to the hook shank to the foam. You can also do this if you have the problem of your foam slipping around. You can also do this before you lay your foam down. It kind of helps keep it on the top of the shank. I do it at this point so it's nice and wet, so as I wrap my body rib here, it's going to stay in place and be a really durable fly. And so I'm just doing touching wraps, slightly overlapping, and make sure right here that it doesn't slide off and crowd your eye. I've got a little bit of tension on this body rib, and we'll come up and over and trap that behind and do another wrap behind as a couple in front. And then we'll trim it out here with this tag end on top. Everything serves a purpose. That tag end is going to be on top. It's going to be covered by foam and a little bit of super glue here, because I'm going to lay down a Loctite super glue gel here in a second before I put the foam over. The reason behind the gel is it gives me a little bit more time to work with. It is a little bit thicker, and so it's going to kind of ooze around a little bit more versus the liquid kind of doesn't quite have that same effect. But this cutter, you can see the indentations there. It gives you a perfect spot of where you want your thread to go. I'm just doing some snug loose wraps, and then here on the third and fourth I'm going to tighten it down a little bit. You don't want to go full force on the first one. If you've ever used foam before, you might cut right through it, but I like to notch these little edges here for my beetles. You don't have to. I think the wider skate's a little better if you're going to be, pulling it or stripping it across the water. But we want to make sure that that's on center before that glue dries, and it should get a little bit solid depending on how hot your tying room is. And for the wing here, we're using this Semperfli braid, and they come in a few different sizes. This is an assortment card. You can tie in 1 to 2 pieces. I like to have just a little bit of a flashy wing, and so I'm just going to tie in the thickest of the braid here on this card, and just right there with a little bit of a tag end, do about 3 wraps. Make sure it's secure, and I like to trim mine about the length there of the body. Now, there's a trick here, and I learned this off of watching a YouTuber. I believe his name was Tom, for doing that wing. But we're first going to tie in our rubber legs here. This is just a medium round rubber leg. I took one piece off of that cord, and we're going to just kind of pinch it, get those rubber legs so that they're in that gap of the foam, kind of where that indentation was. And don't really do a ton of wraps here. You got to really be mindful of your wraps. You don't want to have 30 wraps right here going over your foam. So we're just doing 2 wraps to keep them in place, and then a little trick to keep those so they're not going to be moving anywhere is we're going to have that Loctite gel still out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give myself a little bit of thread. I'm going to take the cap there, and I'm just barely getting any out, and I'm just running it up and down my thread. And you can see there how I've got a little coat down my thread, just enough that it's going to apply a little bit of glue on every thread wrap, and just make sure we're not snugging down on those legs at this point any tighter than we were before. Otherwise they could potentially pinch together and be glued together. Then we'd have to start over. And then I like to trim these rear legs just about a little bit longer than the foam body. And then of course the front legs I do about a third less than the back legs, and so we'll just trim those up. And by now the glue has solidified, and so I don't have to worry about this. This is the trick. I believe his name was Tom, tying a Japanese beetle. He liked to split this braid here, and I'm just kind of trying to fray it apart so that half goes on one side, half goes on the other. If you like a little bit of a larger wing, you can of course tie in 2 pieces and have each one fray to each side. I like to just use a little bit and just give a little bit of flash. And because I really don't see black that well and struggle sometimes seeing my dry flies regardless, I like to put a little hot spot here on the top. This is just a little piece of foam I've trimmed off and saved here for doing these. And we want to make sure that our underwing our wing is actually split, so that when we tie this down, it really just kind of pushes them to each side. And I'm going to do about 3 or 4 wraps and just inspect it, make sure everything's looking good, and then we'll just trim it off, making sure not to trim any of that flash. And that just helps me see it. You don't have to do that if you don't want, but I like to do it, and I don't think it affects the fishability of it very much. The trout are looking up at the silhouette, and so they don't even see that unless, of course, you had a little bit of a wind or snag on a branch and maybe it landed upside down, but just give it a little twitch and it'll flip right down with that hook point being down. We're going to go ahead and whip finish here underneath. Right behind the eye, we'll do a 3-turn whip finish. I'm using just the Midge whip finish tool here. Makes it nice and easy. I'm only going to do one. I'm going to trim it out, and then we're going to use a Solarez product here. I'm going to rotate my vise so that it's upside down, making sure that everything is where I want it before I do this. This is the Bone Dry Plus. I'm just going to put a little drop right there on my whip finish, my thread, just a little bit, not a lot. And then if you're OCD like me, I take my whip finish tool and just shove it in the eye. That way I make sure it's free and clear so that when I'm on the river, I don't have to worry about ever having resin or glue covering my hook eye. And so we'll cure that up, give it 10 to 15 seconds just to make sure it's nice and cured up. And there is a foam beetle. Super easy, super fast. You can tie a bunch up in no time with those cutters, so make sure to add some to your box and give it a try. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to put them down below.